If you're debating about moving to Austin, or if you're already in Austin, you're thinking about moving to a different apartment, we're gonna dig into why you should probably do that sooner than later in this video. So first, why are we even saying this? Why is this even coming up, right? And the reason is because you've probably heard by now, if you've watched the channel, if you're just listening to what's being said on the interwebs, that you are starting to see a decrease in pricing in Austin apartments. And that is true. That is happening. You're also probably hearing a lot more about concessions and hearing that a lot more than you have, let's say, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. But is that going to be short-lived? Here's why we say this. When we take a look at one of the latest reports from MRI Software, they show that the number of concessions that have taken place in Austin has been around 65% for all properties. Concessions across all building classes has been about 65% as of their latest market report here in February, which is probably reflected as of last month in January. Now, when I say all properties, I mean like Class A, Class B, Class C, and Class D apartment properties. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what a concession is like move-in specials, right? Or you're getting a deal on a floor plan, or maybe you're getting a different type of floor plan, a unique floor plan at a different price, or the most common one like 2 weeks free, 4 weeks free. In some cases, you're starting to see like 6 weeks free, 8 weeks free. And you're like, yeah, prices are coming down and we're getting specials again. And it's about time the market corrects itself. But actually, it is correcting itself. So technically, yes, that is accurate. But what's happening is that you're starting to notice a lot of apartment properties that were being built back in, or started being built back in 2020, 2021, 2022. A lot of them are coming online. Like they're finishing with the construction. They're opening up to have more people move in. And so that is what's called absorption, right? Absorption is when there's a lot more supply that can tend to the demand and people move in, that supply has been absorbed. It's been taken. It's been consumed, right? So absorption is occurring because a lot more supply is now available. But remember how long it takes to build an actual apartment property. It takes years. So what we're seeing is everything that was being built back in 2018, 2019, 2020, they're starting to complete that construction. So if you got an apartment, let's say last year in 2024, or maybe even at the tail end of 2023, you started seeing more concessions and more specials. You're starting to see a lot more now in 2025, right? So if you are debating on if you should move to Austin, or if you're already in Austin, you're thinking about, should I move apartments to try something new? I don't know. My recommendation, or what I would highly consider, let me say that, I would highly consider doing in 2025 because the price of building and developing new properties is increasing in Austin, meaning it is getting more and more expensive for real estate developers to build brand new apartment buildings. So eventually you get to a point to where the cost of building a new property starts to get so high that a lot of investors or developers will stop building. And then what ends up happening is demand continues to grow, right? Because Austin is continuing to grow. We have multiple companies that are still moving to the city, as you probably already know. If you're with one of the larger companies, they're talking about expanding within Austin. And so as more people continue to move, then that brand new supply that has just come online will continue to be absorbed. So when we think about absorption, or when we think about the number of units that came online that people fulfilled, we have about 19,000 units that were absorbed over the past 12 months. So over the last year, 19,000 units had people move into them. At the same time, there's about 16,000 units that are currently under construction, and that's 16,000 units across 57 different apartment communities. And then we have around 36,000 units that have proposed construction, meaning they're not under construction yet, but they've proposed to the city. They've probably pulled permits. They're trying to get these built. So that's around 36,000 of those units. So when we think about what was absorbed compared to what's under construction compared to what's being proposed, we have a pretty good runway when thinking through the rest of this year, 2025, going into the beginning of next year. So that's where we're getting some of the, and I say we being me reading these reports and reading the data, that's where they're getting the data saying, hey, we're thinking that you're going to see prices continue to decline or decrease here in Austin through the rest of the year because there is a lot of construction that's still happening for brand new apartments, which will add to the supply to feed some of the demand here in Austin. However, as you know, construction is only based on an investor or a developer's ability to afford that development. So the minute that it starts getting too expensive, right, we're experiencing inflation, the cost of living in Austin continues to grow. So eventually the materials start to get more expensive. That construction is going to slow down after some of the pending construction has been completed and some of the proposed units are going to be started, initiated, and completed, and eventually absorbed. So by the time all of that's done, the cost of living is going to be a bit higher than it is today, and that's where it's being predicted that the construction for new units are going to slow down, and that's when you're going to start seeing prices start to increase incrementally in time. And so right now you're seeing a lot of individuals, a lot of apartment properties that are offering concessions because they want to attract you to their property because more competition is coming online for them, right? And that is going to continue happening through this year. But after reading through the Business Journal, a representative from CoStar was saying that you can probably expect to see rents continue to decline in Austin for the rest of the year, probably even through the first or second quarter of 2026. Then after that, we might start seeing prices continue to increase in 2026 after Q1, after Q2 of 2026, because those new supply elements, I won't say supply elements, but this new supply would have been absorbed because of the demand. And as people continue to move, it's going to suck that all up, but then it's going to be too expensive for developers to build new apartment properties in the city. So you're going to see construction slow down. You're going to see supply slow down. And then we get right back to the affordability situation, right? Prices start increasing at a rate faster than people are getting promotions or people are earning increases or et cetera, et cetera. So again, this is just meant to be used as a consideration. Please do what is best for you. But I wanted to at least just make this quick video to kind of give you that type of insight. If you're on the fence about moving to Austin, or if you're already in Austin, moving to a different area, maybe you're in a different area, or maybe you're in the same area for the last few years and you're on the fence about if you want to try somewhere new. I hope this video helps you have an additional perspective to weigh in on your consideration and evaluation. I hope this has been helpful. If it has, give it a like. If it has not, maybe there was something missing that you want me to cover in a future video, leave me a comment below. I'm happy to do it in a future video. And if you're already in an apartment, you're not even thinking about moving, but maybe you're looking for some additional items to help make your place feel like home, check out our description. We have a couple of links to help you with that search so you can make your place the way you want it to be. So with that being said, stay awesome, stay amazing.
Whoa.